Hey kids, it's Magic Tree House number 8, Midnight on the Moon by Mary Pope Osborne. Chapter 1, By Moonlight. Jack, whispered a voice. Jack opened his eyes. He saw a figure in the moonlight. Wake up! Get dressed! It was his sister Annie. Jack turned on his lamp. He rubbed his eyes. Annie was standing beside his bed. She wore jeans and a sweatshirt. Let's go to the treehouse, she said. What time is it? Asked Jack. He put on his glasses. Don't look at your clock, said Annie. Jack looked at his clock. Oh, man, he said, it's midnight. It's too dark. No, it isn't. The moon makes it bright enough to see, said Annie. Wait until morning, Jack said. No, now, said Annie. We have to find the fourth M thing. I have a feeling that the full moon might help us. That's nuts, said Jack. I want to sleep. You can sleep when we come back, said Annie. No time will pass. Jack sighed. Oh, brother, he said. But he got out of bed. Yay, whispered Annie. Meet you at the back door. And she tiptoed out of Jack's room. Jack yawned. He pulled on his jeans and his sneakers and his sweatshirt, and he put his notebook and his pencil in his backpack. Then he crept downstairs. Annie opened the back door. Quietly, they stepped out. Wait, said Jack. We need a flashlight. No, we don't. I told you, the moon will light our way, said Annie, and they took off. Jack sighed and he followed her. Annie was right, thought Jack. The moon was so bright that he could see his shadow. Everything seemed to be washed with silver. Soon they left their street and Annie led the way to the Frog Creek woods. It was much darker than under the shadows and the trees. Jack looked up, searching for the treehouse. There, said Annie. The magic treehouse was shining in the moonlight. Annie grabbed the rope ladder and started climbing up. Careful. Go slowly, said Jack. He followed her up the ladder into the treehouse. Moonlight streamed through the windows. It shone on the letter M that shimmered on the wooden floor. It shone on the 3 M's that rested on the M. A moonstone, the time from the ninjas, a mango from the Amazon rainforest, and a mammoth bone from the Ice Age. We just need one more thing, said Annie, to free Morgan from her spell. Squeak! Peanut, said Annie. In the dim light, Jack saw a tiny mouse. She sat on the open book. You didn't expect to see us this late, did you? Said Annie. She picked up Peanut, and Jack picked up the open book. So, where are we going this time? Said Annie. Jack held up the book in the moonlight. Oh, he said. I knew we should have brought a flashlight. I can't read a thing. He could make out diagrams and shadowy pictures, but he couldn't make out a real word. Look at the cover, said Annie. The letters were bigger on the cover. Jack squinted and saw them. It's called Hello Moon, he said. Annie gasped. Oh, we're going to the moon! Of course not, said Jack. It's impossible to go to the moon without lots of tons of equipment. Why? Well, there's no air. We couldn't breathe. Not only that, we would boil to death if it was in the daytime, and we would freeze to death at night. Yikes, said Annie. So, where do you think we're going? Maybe a place where people train to be astronauts, said Jack. That sounds neat, said Annie. Yeah, said Jack. He always wanted to meet astronauts and space scientists. So, say the wish, said Annie. Jack opened the book again. He pointed to the picture of a dome-shaped structure. I wish to go there, he said. The wind started to blow. The tree house started to spin. It spun faster and faster and faster until everything was still and silent. Absolutely silent. As quiet and still as silence could be.